Welcome back, boys. Today we're checking out AI and the developments there. We're gonna check out some clips here. It's very scary what is coming out now. So let's check it out.
Welcome back, tribe. I'm going to play some clips for you guys about the real-time processing with the AI stuff. A lot of people don't believe what's possible. They're using a program called Clean AI, and I'm just going to show you what it's capable of today. So let me just roll the clips.
That is crazy. Bro, already I don't trust people online, but this is bad. Bro, look at this, man. It's some Indian. And this is what is going on. Like, these Indians, they work for these OnlyFans girls, right? They work for these OnlyFans girls, chatting, messaging people on behalf of them. But now they're gonna become the OnlyFans models or OnlyFans chicks. The Indians are gonna use this stuff, man.
Christopher.
May I ask who's calling?
Hey,
Whoa.
Christopher, this is Giuliano Massarelli. I was reaching out about the life insurance inquiry sent in. Did you end up getting that in place?
I've already asked, I don't know how many times. If you take it on God's call list, I'm good. Don't order that.
Oh, okay, so you got your family protected?
We're good, yes.
Okay, and what type of coverage did you end up getting?
Okay.
I mean, this is cool, but imagine they call your grandma, right? And they use your face and your voice. Then what? You're gonna scam your grandma, your grandparents. Like, this, if used maliciously, I can think of a lot of ways they could damage. I mean, there's a lot of ways I can't even think of. These people, they think in such bad ways that they think of ways of scamming and tricking and extorting that I don't have the capability of. I don't think I can't think like them.
So now that you've seen what is possible, beautiful day in the desert, I just wanted to show you guys that it's currently really at an advanced level where you can't tell. It's going to be used for nefarious purposes, for sure. It's already being used to scam people. And a lot of people are in disbelief and kind of don't think the technology is at the point where it needs to be yet in order for a lot of people to get scammed. So hopefully...
Bro, people get scammed on TikTok by brain rot TikToks. Old people. You know those... I've seen old people fall for those... it's AI generated Jesus or some kind of Jesus animal or something weird, AI slop, and it says, or it is written, like this post if you love Jesus, and it's like some absolute AI generated garbage, but they like it, they follow it, they consume it. So if this gets used against the old people that already fall for the AI slop, this can do some real damage, like real.
You started understanding it's called Clean AI, and it's like some motion processing technology, as you've seen, and you could be a regular person. One of the videos said the third world just got access to nukes. So a lot of you about to get scammed by Indians, a lot of boomers, thinking it's a hot, beautiful young woman talking to them.
Yeah.
And really it's just going to be some Indian dude on the other side. And people...
Bro, I can't even imagine. Like, imagine like an old dude gets a DM or is on a dating app and they get a DM from a hot young chick like, oh, I want you, I need you. Send me some money, send me a little money, I'll come over to you. It's over. It's over, man. These dudes are gonna get fleeced out of every single penny. Because they a lot of these old dudes, man, they are the simpiest of simps. That's crazy.
That are not aware of this technology or not keeping up with AI have no idea actually what is possible with this stuff. As you've seen in the past few clips, it is incredibly effective, you can say that, in real time with very little lag. It has gotten to the point where it could process, as you've seen, lips, it can process hair, wrinkles on the face, textures that are really hard to get. It is farther along than most people actually realize. I expect over the next 12 months that this stuff is going to absolutely explode. And I did that video yesterday because it's a good intro for people to kind of get the juices flowing on what exactly is going to happen over the next couple of years. What you can expect, first and foremost, on the scamming side. You will be getting calls, potentially. There's other technology where you could spoof someone's number, you could reroute numbers, there's a lot of things you could do to trick people on who's calling them and whatever. It looks like you're getting a call from your loved one, from their phone. It will be employing this kind of technology. It'll be on FaceTime, it'll be live. You will really think you're speaking to that person. If you're an older individual, you have...
Yeah, well, for me at least, I already have, if I'm going to send money, it's already kind of safe. You know, you send it through a phone number or a bank account or whatever. So if some random Indian dude calls me and it's my mother or whatever, and they ask for money, I already have the address to my mother. So it's not, if they say, send me to this account, yeah. That's probably like a telltale sign or whatever. I don't even know how they scam, man. It's weird.
Absolutely no reason to suspect that this kind of technology even exists or is possible currently. It's just some stuff you heard about on sci-fi movies and stuff like that. It's already here. It is deployable and it can run on almost any machine, right? So that's the scary part. You don't need an advanced machine to run this stuff. And a lot of old people are going to get caught off guard, scammed completely, and billions of dollars probably in total over the next couple of years. This is going to be a crazy market that's going to develop. It's going to make the Nigerian scam stuff like that I've said before, the rudimentary scamming of giving up your email or, you know, using the old catfishing techniques are so rudimentary compared to what's coming. And most people have no idea, to be completely honest. Even young people, even like Gen X or younger, millennials, Gen Z, even Gen Z would get caught off guard with some of this stuff. If it happens in an emergency, if they've done some social hacking, like they know things about you or that you've posted online. See, this stuff is going to be like a multi-pronged attack where the people calling already know things about you, know where you've went on vacation because you posted it online, maybe where you live, what city you're in, your birthday when you're celebrating and posting on social media, happy birthday, all that stuff. There's enough social engineering they can do here, social hacking, whatever the word for that was, it had a word, that they'll be able to get information to verify, at least on a basic level, of who you are, to be able to reinforce the FaceTiming, hacking, real-time stuff that they do. So that's what you have to be very careful about. It's not just that, oh, you know this technology and you can maybe ask them a question, something basic, what's your birthday? That's not going to be enough.
You're going to have to make some kind of super secret like code word or something. I don't know. Pineapple pie purple. something. You say something in the beginning, and if they don't respond in a correct way, then you know, oh, it's a scam. Like people are gonna make some kind of code word or something, man, because this is pretty scary. And I wonder, are the social media apps and whatever, are they gonna be lazy? I think they are, probably. They're just gonna be lazy. They're gonna do nothing about it. They're not gonna help their customers, probably.
I told you guys earlier, you're going to need something equivalent to like a code word or a code phrase that you have to use with people just to be safe, to make sure that if you do get one of these emergency calls where I need some account information, I need some money, I need help with something, that you're going to have to say something completely random, or maybe something innocuous that doesn't sound random, you know, but used in a certain phrase, only you and the other person or your family members know. You know, purple rain, something random, blue bananas, I don't know. Think of some random phrasing that if it's not present when a demand is made or help is needed or send some money, this, that they know automatically and could play along. You'd be like, sure, 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 I'll send you the stuff in. And then they text you on the side, something like that. Some secure messaging as well. There's just so much tech. And technology in general is advancing so quick, I don't think we're all ready for this. Now, the other side of it is in the creator economy, the entertainment space, the whatever. You know, like OnlyFans is going to change dramatically. YouTube will change dramatically. Even normal videos that you're watching. Today they have VTubers where they're basically like, you know, little cartoon animations that are actual people behind them, but imagine you get a dude, could be a third worlder, could be some other guy that's smart enough, it doesn't matter, to use this stuff. And you can pretend to be a beautiful woman.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like these VTubers, they're just gonna get better models. Like they're like anime characters. They get like, bro, nobody, normal people, normies don't watch that, but there's an incredible market for it. An incredible amount of people watch that. Like anime girls, real life girls behind anime girl avatars. They play a lot of Minecraft video games. I see that. I'm kind of like a spider. I go everywhere around the internet. And I see what is going on. And yeah, that there's a massive market there. And if you are some Indian and you have an internet connection that's decent and a decent computer, I mean, you can make an avatar, you can use a voice changer, super feminine avatar, you're gonna get views like that, you know? And you'll, because you're a man, you're an Indian, you know how to trick the other men, how to say things in the right way, how to be sexual, like innuendos. You can, bro, you can be such a scammer doing this stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. Are people gonna accept the lie that is given to them and be happy with the lies? Or are they gonna go towards more real people, like genuine, real people that do make flaws, that do make mistakes, you know? Or are they gonna want like perfect humans that never make a mistake, they never have a verbal hiccup, or you know, they have little quirks about them that are real because they're real humans like me? Or are they gonna choose to have like perfect avatars that never make a mistake, they never say anything wrong, they are always perfect? This is just gonna destroy even more the expectations people have for each other. You know, if dudes look at these avatars and look at these fake people, AI generated people, they're gonna be disappointed with real life and real life people and real life humans. And I don't think this is correct. We really need to, there is no law. There is no law in government, in any government in the world that can be passed. There is no legislation or anything like that that can be passed. No piece of paper can be signed or stamped that is going to fix this. This is a cultural issue we need to fix. People not liking each other, not being together. And there's a problem in the cities where there's too many people around. People are over socialized, really. And this whole mouse utopia thing, it is real. We are, it is similar to what happened when coinage was introduced in the axial age, was it? That broke, when coinage was introduced, that broke social, like, pre-established bonds, connections between people. And they say that people became super weird back then when coinage was introduced, because it was no longer, hey, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, you know, I give you grain, you give me bread. Now it was like money. Now it wasn't like personal. Now it was just like, you give me money, I give you this thing, we don't have to talk. And it's the same thing now with the internet and AI. Like, people don't need to interact with each other and they become weird. You can order food to your home. You can go an entire day without speaking to anybody. You can go a week without speaking to anybody. If you have a work from home, just sending emails. You go to the gym, you don't talk to nobody. You go to the grocery store, you don't talk to nobody. Nobody knows each other in these places. You don't know anybody. You don't have friends. You don't have a woman. So many people are alone. And this stuff, there's a lot of pain that can be caused by these things.
And talk to your chat, and it changes the voice too, guys. That's the crazy thing. It isn't just what you see, your face, hair. It changes your environment, as you've seen. So it's not just like a person inserted in a random location. It could be you in your room. It looks like your room. If they have enough pictures of your room, enough information about your room, they can make it look exactly like you in your place, which adds another layer of authenticity. And then the final one, you know, in all this is voice. And the voice features, the advancement in voice has gotten so good that you quite literally cannot tell from the inflections anymore. There are no nuances in the voice anymore where you can kind of say, yeah, you know, that sounds a bit off. That's gone too. So when you add all this stuff together, you're going to get not only the scamming side, but a whole new creator economy, entertainment economy, based on anonymous people, essentially. Anonymous people that will create fake avatars. And with these fake avatars, they will start YouTube channels. They will live stream with this fake avatar. You will never know that they are fake because, hey, hold up a peace sign. Show me you're real. Well, here it is. Here's the peace sign. This could be AI. This could be a fake person. You won't be able to tell. Everything can be forged in the AI-powered future. The only thing that will matter, well, I would assume the only thing that matters is a deep craving for authenticity, like I said in the past video, and people craving that natural, down-to-earth, real, intimate connection, whether it's parasocial bonding.
No, facts. You know, it's crazy how I'm such a small dude now on social media, but even so, there are kids, they're young dudes that don't know what the hell they're doing. And they look to me. That's crazy. You know, you have like, I don't know, man, 14, 15, 16-year-olds, they see what I'm doing and they're like, huh, okay, I see you as like a big brother or something. I don't know. And there are certain people I met, they look at me like I'm some kind of, like I am their son. It's very weird, you know. I don't think a lot of people go through that, but I've met old people, they're like, they almost want me to be their son, you know, because I'm such a cool guy. But yeah, it's how do you say it? It's like flattering in a way.
Or just like, here's a real life normal person doing normal things. There's going to be content made in like luxurious locations with super chads and Stacy's, like ultra attractive, ultra wealthy looking people. I mean, things that, you know, are not normal in society, which, you know, lead me to probably my last point is, what is this going to do to relationships, dating, marriage, everything in general, when the next generation is going to be brought up on an impossible standard? If you think things are crazy today, could you possibly imagine what it'll be like for Zoomers and beyond that are going to grow up seeing content creators that they will actively interact with. Because remember, these are just going to be normal live streamers. So these people are going to interact with people that aren't real, that represent the pinnacle of what a human is in terms of attraction, wealth, or...
No, that's what I said. They're gonna be in the perfect position. They're never gonna make a mistake. They're gonna be perfect. And even the mistakes they do on purpose are going to be perfect and lead to a perfect result. Does that make sense? And this is why, like, okay, bro, I'm not like, you know, Ted Kaczynski, man, but like, I'm just trying to stay away from that stuff. Use it to my advantage, but I try not to, you know, I don't really care about it, you know. I use AI for my benefit, but I will never make an avatar and put in like a incredible amount of effort in being fake. I'll just continue to work on myself and my avatar. Why would I invest in somebody? Why would I invest in some other character that isn't me? That just doesn't make sense to me. Like, what am I supposed to do? It's the same thing as video games, you know? You rank up your video game character when you could rank up yourself. You could go to the gym, gain some weight. That is your level. The higher weight you go in muscle, the bigger level you are. Or whatever. Martial arts, other things as well. You can go rock climbing, cycling, running, sprinting. Sprinting is good, very good. People will tell you, oh, go run long distance. That just spikes your cortisol and makes you like, it gives you like that bad runner's face. Like, look at me, man. I think if I continue to sprint, I'm just going to keep looking better. It increases your, what was it? Like growth hormone, helps you out. You sprint, you drink a lot of milk, like raw milk, get your vitamins in, sleep well, get that stuff in, get sun if you can get sun, you know, 20, 30 minutes a day, read, and yeah, things will be good. You can even increase your height, believe it or not, if you stretch out your spine and you do proper stretches around hip and you know, you stretch out like hip area and your tight like hip flexors or whatever. You stretch that out. You stretch your spine. You hang upside down. You can hang upside down and stretch it out. And you can do jumping exercises afterwards. That is very important. So you twist your spine while you're hanging. You like completely loosen it. And then you jump up and down. You jump up and down to like a hydraulic press, almost like dang, dang, dang. You train your spine when it's stretched, after you have stretched your spine by hanging like this or hanging upside down. You jump up and down and you train your spine in the elongated position, and you can grow taller permanently. There was a guy who grew 2 inches. He went from 5'11" to 6'1". So there you go. Now you have the knowledge. You can go search it up yourself. There's guys online, but it's incredible. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can do to better yourself instead of using this like AI slop to create another character. It's yeah, man, like people need to just go outside more. Be together, hold hands, be brothers, help each other out. That would be great.
Lifestyle or something of that nature completely warps their brains, their expectations on reality, what seems normal, what is the standard. What do you think that's going to do to them out in the real world when they see, everyday regular people? That things are not as they seem online, that actually reality is a lot more mundane.
I think there's a chance that people will get like hyper nihilistic They'll see the beautiful, perfect world the AI can give, and they're gonna want to live in it. I don't know. Are they gonna come out with AI or like VR super headset something where people can live in the AI world? Are they gonna start giving that out to those hyper super nihilists that are going to be created out of this? Me, I'm a hyper realist. I love reality. It is my drug. People want to do mushrooms and I don't know, steroids and mushrooms and psychedelics. The greatest drug is reality. If you can actually get it, if you can understand how to get high from reality, you'll be happy 24/7. You'll be at peace. You'll be like water. Is water envious or hateful? Or, you know, does it have like ugly human emotions? No. You can have that state of mind, but you have to, like, you have to be the realest of them all. Like, you have to be genuine. And a lot of people aren't that. So they do it to themselves. They shoot themselves, and then they cry about the wound they have. I think people need to go more towards reality. You know, stop with this AI stuff, social media. It's destroying your mind, your brain, your greatest organ, your most important thing is your mind. If that goes, everything else is meaningless. And that's why I will never condone people who say, oh, you need to do drugs to reach a higher level of consciousness. Are you? People are telling you to risk everything to gain a little bit of knowledge. Are you read a book instead of doing drugs? This is the kind of stuff where you gotta think. If you think, you need to think more before you do stupid shit like that. And people need to stop listening to the AI slop, the social media, and start listening to their gut feeling. What do they want? What do they need? You know, what other people tell you to do and what they want, it's fucking meaningless if that's not what you want. So, yeah, man, I went off on a tangent. I don't care. Like somebody needs to probably hear that.
Mediocre. If we have a problem today with the standards, the impossible standards, they say, the beauty standards by, you know, social media before it was TV and Hollywood and then supermodels and Victoria's Secret on. Those were at least real people, you know. They called it an impossible standard then because the people obviously were genetically gifted in some way, beautiful and attractive or wealthy or whatever. At least they were real people. They existed. What the beauty standard of tomorrow is going to look like and the effects that is going to have on young men and women is a scary concept to think about. I could not imagine, like, every guy is going to look like absolute, like Hercules or Thor. Nothing less. Anything less than that is going to be considered like trash to your body, ugly as hell. Look maxing will be a thing of the past.
Bro, I can imagine that, like, looks maxing stuff is going to be like, is this good at 14 years old? And the dude is going to be like 220 pounds, lean. Like, it's going to be insane. You're going to have like, is this good at 16 years old? I'm 16 years old and I'm 6'6". Like, it's going to be the most Greek god thing imaginable. And people, like, you got to keep in mind, like, not everybody is an adult. Like, I'm 22 years old. I've seen a lot of shit. I have discernment both in real life, socially, and online. I'm actually better socially than online. But, you know, I have discernment. I can call people's bullshit out. But the young kids, bro, like, I was tricked a lot as a kid online to gain wisdom and knowledge of being tricked. You know, I did torrent viruses, you know, oh, GTA, I'm gonna play the GTA's, gonna download GTA and I got a virus, you know. Like, I've made these mistakes like everybody else and I learned from them. Okay, don't download the shady GTA. Don't torrent the shady GTA and get a virus. Okay, understood. But now kids, brother, this is beyond downloading a virus. This is like a cancer. And just like cancer, it doesn't go away. These kids are gonna learn a cancer of self-doubt, and they're gonna look at these AI people that are real. Like there will be any distinctions. Like they will be real to the kids, and they're gonna learn things that are absolutely cancerous to the human mind and the development of these kids. Man, they're gonna be cooked. I can think of 1,000 ways this is gonna destroy their minds, and that's scary, man. And this is why it's like, bro, we need to pull the plug on this stuff. Like, total ban of social media for kids under 18 years old. Why should a child have social media? I am not convinced. I am not convinced, man. Why? Do you want your son, your daughter to be on social media? Be honest. I don't. I don't want that. I want my son, my daughters to be with other children and play in the real world. I don't want them to be like I did, just sit inside and do all, play Fortnite. I wasted so much time. I could have been more jacked. I could have made money. I could have done a lot more, but I wasted my time. And this is the kind of mistake I think Gen Z has learned, and they see what is happening with Gen Alpha, that they are completely brain rotted. They get an iPad, they get an iPhone. The day they come out the womb, it is like this in front of their face. And they don't socialize. They don't know how to, they can't even hold eye contact. They don't know how to read when they get older. They start speaking, they start talking later than other generations. We see the incredible damage this is doing, and we're done. Like, ban this shit. Did you know that the creators of these social media apps, they don't let their kids be on the same social media apps that you let your kids be on? They have 14, 15, 16-year-old children. They're not on social media. So, okay, so let me get this straight. The people who make these social media apps, they don't allow their children to be on social media. Huh. Wow. I wonder why. You know, their kids are being properly socialized. Like, they're becoming like social butterflies. They can do business meetings. They read books. They're very smart, intelligent, both book smart and, you know, socially, they're very discerning. And the kids of the normal people, you know, the slaves that pay the taxes, their kids are becoming brain damaged. Like, let's be real. And this AI stuff, man, it's scary. Let's continue. And I'm talking a lot.
Past, like, consider like trash to your body, ugly as hell. Look maxing will be a thing of the past. Like, you're either born with this perfection or you're not. It's going to be even more extreme. Look maxing is just an evolution of, you know, the dating game and your place in it, your attractiveness, things of that nature. It's maximizing your potential to an extreme sense. Look max, right? That's what it's metastasized into. It's no longer enough to say hi to a woman, meet her, show her your personality, you know, you're a great guy. No. You have to maximize what the economy and dating is asking.
Yeah, okay. There's certain types of women where you say hi, hello, or and brother, the attitude, bro. You gotta be like, you gotta nip it in the bud immediately. You gotta just f off. You know, there's certain chicks that don't really like you, but they'll give you a shot and they ask. They're not interested, but they'll throw you a bone. And even if they do, you need to just f off. You need to not misunderstand the situation. If you go up to a girl and she's very like, whatever, like, so what do? You need to just f off. Don't even answer. I made this mistake, and you tell them something not optimal, like you don't study the same they study, or something higher than they study, or you have a kind of a low class job, manual labor or something. They look at you with such a, like, brother, they're like fake facade of a smile that just breaks, and they look at you like you're a piece of garbage. And that has happened to me, and I'm like, that's funny, bro. That is legitimately funny, because that's the kind of society we live in now. Like, these women, they expect like Prince Charming with like 10 pounds of gold, 10 billion pounds of gold. But these chicks, bro, things are weird right now. Let's just say that.
For, and that's looks. It really is the swiping dating culture that we're in. Your first picture better be the good one next, right? So the thing we're basing the most value on are the superficial things today: shiny cars, things of that nature, beauty, six packs, what you see on the surface level, not how your relationship is with your parents, not who you are as a person, not your character, your morals, or your values, none of that. Now you inject this hyper superficial world, completely synthetic dating standards of the AI powered future, you're going to have a nightmare scenario where no one, if you think it's bad now, no one will be enough. No one can live up to the standard, because the standard is fake. The standard doesn't even exist. There's no human being on earth that can be that standard, because it's all synthesized. All right, maybe there is one human or two that looks even remotely close to this like AI perfection, but that is an increasingly small percentage of impossibility to reach anyways. So what does that say for the mental health of young women who obviously are obsessed with, rightfully so, their youth and their beauty and, their value in the world, dating the kind of man that they can attract, when they're supposed to compare themselves to that? It's insane. What does this do to the average young boy looking online to see what the role model for masculinity would be? What does that look like? Giga Chad in human form, like no longer a meme, but his will be an actual person. Somebody will Giga Chad, a version of that, will be on stream, live streaming, shirtless with the.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the like, people don't want to hear this, but I think a lot of these dudes that are like super, super attractive, they're like massive. Okay, like, maybe I shouldn't talk, but I see them. They're massive. I've seen some of them. They're like, it's all about looks, bro. Like, you don't need to know how to fight. You don't need to know how to like fight and be strong. I heard that and I was like, why would anybody listen to this fucking guy? But they listen to him because he's attractive, and he gets these like bimbo women that aren't real women. And these dudes that do look smacks, they're not real men, and they don't operate and behave like real men. They don't have frame. They don't maintain frame. They don't know jack shit. They just know like black pill. That's all they know. But there's more. There's blue pill. There's red pill. There's all kinds of, there's white pill. You need to combine everything. You can't just go black pill. Black pill is not the world. It is everything. You think the world is just rocks, but there's trees, there's mountains, there's rivers, there's oceans. You can't think in one-dimensional, like, autistic way with this shit. And I see an incredible amount of young men, teenagers, 14, 13, whatever the fuck, they listen to these dudes that are super attractive, and they think they need to be like them to get women and to get ahead in life. But that's wrong. They don't teach strength. They don't teach, anything. Morals. They don't teach character, principles, discipline, honor, loyalty, brotherhood. Just anything, man. It's just looks. They're women. They're gay. Okay, I heard it before from a guy. It was like looks maxing is gay. Like he said that. It goes to a certain point where it is actually just gay. You care so much about your looks and your perception, like your how others view you. You care so much about it. That is an incredibly feminine trait. That's a gay trait. And you obsess too much about it, you are gay. Like there's a certain balance. Everything is balance. You need to achieve balance. You can get better looking without being a weak man. Weak, because a lot of dudes are like that when they look smacks this shit. I see that. And you know, I mean, what are they gonna say? Oh, you're not 6'5", Chad, so I don't need to listen to you. But it's all about what you want. Like, do you want a bunch of bimbos that have a peanut for their brain? And do you want like a shit ton of brothers, brothers, friends? You don't even have friends. You don't have brothers. You're weak. These people will never get real friendship, real brotherhood, real respect. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, do you want like real quality? Maybe do what is necessary to get that. You know, be genuine, be kind, be respectable, be a respectable man that people can respect without being like a loser, weak. Because a lot of these look smaxers are that, and they don't want to hear that, you know. And yeah, it sets an really example for the kids, for the young men, for the teenagers. And I'm sick of this shit, man. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Six-pack, perfect jawline, teeth, hair, everything, absolutely everything. And this is what you're competing with. Millions of people will see that. Millions of people. Just the exposure alone psychologically will condition people into accepting that as the normal. Just as ubiquitous as cell phones have begun and become, and any other technology after that. It's normal now. You couldn't perceive a life without the internet, or email, or cell phones, or God knows what else. Today in females, like lip filler is the standard. Getting your boobs done was big in the 90s. Now everybody's doing things like, you know, lip fillers and random shit like that. It's become standard issue on everybody. It's not even a shock, you know. This is why they all have a similar look, you could say. At least that's what people say, is that, you know, women all look the same in some sense, the Kardashian look. It's all the same kind of procedures, same style makeup, same, you know, all that stuff. So that's the future I think that we're headed into. Trust probably being, I say, the last thing that's going to get affected. And this goes for I think this would be a societal critique. What could you trust anything in this AI-driven environment? If things could be deep-faked to this level, what is trust even mean in the future? What is authenticity and how much does it matter in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I hope people start interacting more in person, because that's basically what is gonna, that's one of the ways things can get better. Because, you know, people don't have friends. Like that, this is the thing. And even the people who say they have friends, they don't. Like, they don't have real friends. They don't have real brothers. There is no struggle or pain in society anymore, and that is the foundational building block of anything that matters. If you don't, there's a reason why military guys, I know them. There's a reason why military guys, I knew people that fought in Lebanon in the 80s. They still meet up with each other like every year or so. There's a reason why. It's because struggle creates deep, meaningful bonds that you remember, that you care about. You go through something difficult or traumatic or whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be traumatic, but you go through something difficult and you you help each other out, you strive for something more than just yourself, and that creates an incredibly deep bond between men, especially. But in today's society, nobody wants to do anything difficult. I've lost a lot of friends when I try to get them in a gym, do anything, go for a walk or something. But they just want to sit inside all day, eat their chips, their Doritos, Mountain Dew, for sake, jerk off, watch anime and do all, play Fortnite, play Arc Raiders. They want to do all that shit. They don't want to do anything difficult to build the bond. And then it's cooked. You know, you can make better friends doing 2 weeks of martial arts than you can do playing 2 years of video games with somebody. You can make deep, better bonds with people doing physical than online. You know, because everybody, when relationships are untested, they're garbage. You know, when you play video games with people, or you smoke weed or do drugs with them, and you drink and you do all this degenerate shit with people you call your friends or your brothers, the relationship is never tested when shit hits the fan, when things get difficult, when you need to reach out your hand and get help from your brother, when you've fallen down, doing something difficult, something strenuous, physical exercise, and they don't reach out their hand and help you, then you know, okay, they're fake. And there's a lot of these around, these people that will never ever lift a little finger for you. And these are the people you call your brothers. These are the people you call your friends. I got sick of these snakes. I mowed the lawn. I got them out the bushes. These snakes. And there's an incredible amount of them. And you know, this is the problem. Is a lot of people, they expect to get a woman, they expect to get a girlfriend, they expect to get friends and brothers just like that. It's so easy. It doesn't work like that, and you need to actually be a genuine and real person. That's why I try to be the realest of them all. You know, it sounds a little cringe, but I don't give a fuck, because people don't try to be like me. There's people who try to copy me and be like me, but they can never be like me, because I'm the realist. And in today's world, that is, I think that is becoming more and more valuable. Like, people really start to like that more, respect that more. And you know, I've always liked that. You know, at a certain point, you see so many lies and see so many illusions and distractions, you get sick and tired of this shit. You wonder, are there any real people around? You know, you see them a lot online. You see me, you know, and like, where are they in real life? Like, what the fuck? Like, where are they? And this is the problem. People find these people that aren't their friends. I see them all the time, man. Especially like college kids. I see them. They go around a party with groups of 15, 20, but there's not a single friend in that group. Am I the only one who's like, bro, I would go insane not being able to talk, just sit down and be genuine with my friend. They don't like me. They're sly, you know? They talk shit behind my back. Like, this is how things operate in today's world. The women, they can't keep a man. They do the complete opposite of what they have to keep a man satisfied. The men, they're not genuine. They act like little women. They're feminine. They're weak. Like, the world is turning upside down, and this AI stuff, man. It seems like if things aren't changed culturally, things are just gonna get worse. And I'll say it again: there isn't a piece of paper or they can stamp or sign, these bureaucrats, these governments, that is going to fix this. And that's kind of like the brutal thing, you know. We need to create proper incentives for people to meet up, you know. And yeah, I do have hope. I will never be one of these losers. First of all, that like lowers your test, makes you a weaker man. Don't give up hope. But I have hope for the future. I want to help people out. Just think more. I can't be there physically to help everybody out, but I want to help people out, really. I think this is important for people to hear about this like new AI stuff, the scamming. You keep yourself safe. You as long as you know that this exists, that in itself is like a reassurance. That is a kind of a weapon against the monster, which is this stuff that can hurt you, because when you know of it, it's not scary anymore. It's like you turn a light on in the deep dark dungeon. It's not that scary anymore now that you see what is there. So now you know about it. But let's watch the rest of this section.
Is it too late if you haven't built up an audience and have acquired trust? Pre-AI powered world? Is the post-AI powered world will trust?
The thing is, I think that, for me, it's like natural to just be genuine, honest. People trust me. I'm the type of guy, I don't know, like I'm aware of it. A lot of people, they aren't aware of this, but I am aware that people just trust me. And as they should. I'm not a bad person. I'm try to be a very good person. But, people just naturally trust me. They like immediately after like a day or two, I get to know somebody. Sometimes they just pour their heart out about all their issues, their relationship problems, their women. I've had dudes talk about their sexual life to me. I'm not interested in that. I never ever ask. I never ever ask. But they meet a genuine person and they just need to vent all of their problems and all of their thoughts out to me, and this has happened multiple times actually. And I understand why they do it. I do, because everybody in their life is just fake and they don't care about them. And me, I'm the type of guy, I don't judge and stuff. I don't have like an ulterior motive. I have a extremely clear goal and path that I'm just walking and nobody can get me off that. Most people, they're like drifters. They don't have anything. They just have human emotion, ego, negative thoughts, ugly thoughts, envy, hatred, stuff like that in their hearts. And they use that to fuck with people, and people don't trust them when they do that. You can see it in their eyes, They want to learn things about you to use against you. I learned something about you. I just like, okay, you like milk. Okay, I'll guess I'll buy you milk one day. I don't gain knowledge to use them for nefarious purposes. And a lot of people, they do this type of stuff. I'm not even in that mental like frame. How do I explain it? I can't be a bad person. I need to think about that more. Like, how do bad people, why do they do the things they do? They're just kind of weak, I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, I think people can just genuinely feel that I am real, in person, online. And it's very hard to fake. Like, everybody's so fake, you can see right through them. Like, I at least I can do it. There's the only people I'm subscribed to, or I follow, or I gain knowledge from, historians, philosophers, anthropologists. Like, I only gain knowledge from the realest of the real people, genuine, honest, truthful. They have character to them, morals, honor, loyalty. Like, they have like beauty to them. they're so colorful. Most people, they're like gray and dead, you know. That's kind of a good way to explain it. They are sleeping. That most people are sleepwalking, and it's not very fun to be around people who are asleep when you are awake and you can do things and you can see things. So yeah, I mean, I don't. This is very interesting, you know, very interesting. Yeah.
Will authenticity, will that become the gold standard that you live and die by on the internet? I don't know. I think there is something to be said about the check mark system that a lot of apps have implemented. You can now pay for check marks. It's not something famous people or organizations use anymore. But in terms of like the deep state and its control, I would say the checkmark system is an incredible tool because there's no longer anonymous leaks online, anonymous posting. You get deboosted, deranked. Your content is not pushed unless you're verified. That's how it works on X and other platforms as well. So if you have pertinent information that would illuminate some corrupt activities of government, you're almost shouting into the wind where nobody can hear you because your content will not get pushed. You will get actively suppressed because you're not verified, which is a huge boon for the government, by the way, because anybody not verified, not only do they get deboosted, but all the verified people can be checked. So they have your ID, they have your information, where you live, everything, because that's what it takes to get a check mark. So dissent will no longer exist in this world. Deep state intelligence and other agencies are probably licking their chops at this kind of technology coming forward because it creates and sows massive distrust. Hey, they could be socially engineering us to sow this kind of distrust anyways, which will then give them a lane in which to position themselves as the arbiters of truth, right? The proponents of real information, no misinformation, and this may be used for further bills and legislation to bring in censorship of information of some sort, restriction on free speech, if you will. I think that day would come, and I don't see why they wouldn't be pushing for that. They could be the ones sowing the misinformation, the disinformation, the malinformation, and all the other words that they used in form of propaganda and censorship and control, state-run narratives, right? If you are an intelligence agency and you're forcing everybody on the internet to have a check mark to be identified, then you can control dissent. You can control the narrative. You no longer have dissidents because dissidents can no longer be anonymous. And anonymous dissidents in the new era can never be trusted because they're not verified as real people. It could be AI slop. Could be from China, could be from Russia, could be from anybody, anywhere, at any time. And the only information you can trust now is mainstream narratives. So you see how, I guess you could call it, what a dangerous world that we're headed towards, how fragile our First Amendment probably already is, and what limited time we do have to establish some anti-establishment voices, truly, before I think the entire information matrix gets completely captured by government. And I think that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
I think we have a limited number of time. Probably within a couple of years, there will be legislation down the pipe to limit this kind of stuff. The government will say they have a solution for the problem, and that solution gives them overreaching powers.
Yeah.
And it'll seal the deal. They're going to use some people that'll be victimized by this kind of technology. Think of a granny, think of a family, a man, women. They love to use women as poor little victims in order to institute the kind of policies that destroy civil liberties. So wouldn't be the first and won't be the last. But it seems like this is the future that we're marching down towards. It is unfortunate, but it does pay to be prepared to understand where the world is headed, make a plan, execute, and escape the worst of it if possible. So I just wanted to bring you guys, attention, because I got a lot of emails after that video People saying it's nowhere near good enough. It's just an LLM. That kind of tech, you're stupid. You could just verify easily by texting them. No, dude, it is a suite of tools that can be used. That's just one. And it was a major one that broke the barrier down of how do you verify a person's a person. Simply call them on FaceTime. That's over now. And by the way, this destroys KYC verification from banks, from investment accounts, from a whole bunch of other shit you got to think about. If you're supposed to take a photo of your face for KYC, if you're supposed to do all this other shit that requires Face ID, things of that nature, to verify, know your customer for investments, banking, crypto, whatever you're using that requires that kind of tech, it's essentially done with. What stops you from getting online, KYCing that with some advanced like proprietary technology or in-house stuff developed by hackers or whatever, you know? This is just the open source tools. This clean stuff, you can go pay and get it right now. That other stuff on the dark web, or you know what hackers are using secretly, that's not released to everybody else, has already bypassed some of those. Imagine that. So yeah, keep your ear on the ground. It's super important, more than ever. And hopefully you protect yourself, you don't fall victim to this stuff. And yeah, as usual, thank you so much for tuning in, and you guys, see you on the next one.
That's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, like he said, keep yourself safe and be real. Anyway, boys, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this. This was crazy. Anyway, I'll catch you boys on the next one. Take care of yourself.